Well, good morning. I am Jacques Sapiéga, and I have been director of the Science, Art and Technics for Image and Sound department from Université d'Aix-Marseille during 10 years, SATIS, and actually director of the Arts, Science and Technology in Audiovisual and Multimedia Research, ASTRAM Laboratory. And I'm also a professional director in documentary films, non-fiction films. So I'm going to try to explain how water, and especially with Durance River, played an important role in our reflection on art science, collaboration, and audiovisual research. Since 20 years, we have built at SATIS department a method to teach documentary based on experimentation. And this experimentation included movie production with the students. Try to find the movie, okay? And we used to propose projects in association with different research laboratories, using their own images and videos. For example, here Antares, Roger to speak of that. And the links between audiovisual research and science grew up during this period, and the accumulation of experiences create a real and significant matter for reflection. So a field of research appeared and was consolidated step by step, founded on the interactions between scientific research and artistic researchers, especially in visual arts, audiovisual, and multimedia. And during this period, an important turning point was the experimentation we called La Durance, Parcours et Regard. At first, the idea was to produce a scientific documentary with the team of the Eco-Paleontologic Mediterranean Institute, working in environment, genome evolutions. And the main point was to study the fragmentation of habitat in French, in a strongly managed river, as you can see here, and genetic and ecologic consequences. And at the same time, the Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur region asked for a study on Durance's representations. River Durance is, excuse me, okay. River Durance is, you can see here, is a geographic vertebral column, including a lot of different aspects. Sorry, go back. Historical and political, social, economics, and cultural question. You see, this is the real vertebral column between the north and the south, between mountains and Mediterranean Sea. The issue was what kind of cultural production could be efficient to show the different aspects of the river, considered as a blue link between north and south mountains and Mediterranean Sea to a large public. And we were in, so the title of my speech, Interlaced waters is a hydrologic concept. And it means that the river flows on the bottom of the valley with several arms and like different plates, and separated from each others, and sometimes in the same bed. So we can say that the waters are plated. And this is a river type, and the Durance system is considered as the universal model. We start with this exact image to find how to describe, how to tell the river. And we were in 2003, and our conclusion was to experiment the new possibilities of digital technologies with the DVD. The advantages of this technology, comparing with linear documentary movie, was obvious. For the first time, it was possible to join and cross different points of view with the authoring technique. On the same support, the user can select a theme, environment, energy, geography, history, economy, climate, water resources, and the links between themes and movies suppose several levels of users' activity. So we produced 9 films. And I just say that one of them, Voyage en Durance, was the first film realized by Ravira, the first one. She was a student at this time. So we have the possibility to go from one film to another one, and we produce also, we realized a certain number of bonus. For example, this one, you have seen the beginning, and we call, what's that? We have invented something, how can I say that? So, a sort of do-it-yourself Google Earth, you know, but ahead of time. And in fact, we call that Geocinerama, and we realized that with National Geographic Institute maps and different video softwares, and that the idea was to find a method to describe a geographic space with by synchronizing commentary and the moving of the camera. This is in French la clue de Sisteron, a very small passage in the Durance, which is a limit, you know, a border between south and north, a climate limit, historical limit, and so on. It was really, really interesting. Very difficult for the the geographs. So I would like to show you 2 short sequences to understand how we go from scientific point of view to artistic productions. And one is about the biodiversity. And you can say Rémi Chapaz is a scientist, and he works on a very special fish which is called apron, and this fish is very difficult to catch, and this fish is considered as the marker of related water quality parameters. And this team of researchers observed this population of fishes since a few years. This man is head of the chief of fisher guards in Durance. And so each year they catch a lot of apron, and they take measures and the weight, and they take scales to calculate the age of the population, you know. And the other sequence, this is just a scale for the age of the fish. And the fish is now free. And the next sequence The next sequence is in the same space about Andy Golworthy, a main figure of the land art movement. And just please listen in.
When you see the river bed, it's very grey, you know. And I have an art that shows me that sometimes what you're seeing, so when I see grey, it's not really grey. There's so many colours there, you know. And when I start to just see, well, what is it grey or what colours are here? So I begin to collect the different stones, and then I put them in the water, and the colour comes out. And I made a line that went through the different colours of stone. Now the water didn't just bring the colour out. I was able to put the stones at depths, so the water distorted the shape of the stone and made it so one stone became connected to another, so the line became fluid. It turned stone into pure colour.
I saw a lot of discussion in schools and college with the DVD Durance, and these sequences are often connected by the young public, and I suppose the fish is invisible, ugly, is not good to eat, but it is a mark of a clean water. And Golworthy found beauty under the grey color of the river. And both show that the river is a result of a human spatial practice, pratique spatiale in French. And I think that this is a main point. Spatial practice has become a challenge for multimedia artists today. And today, I think we would not propose a DVD production for the same subject, but something, a web doc or a transmedia system, maybe a mix between the both, using the possibilities to inscribe images and sound directly in the reality. This reflection starts after several other projects following the Durance realization. And so we start with other installation, and in 2005 we produce an installation about the Einstein's theories 100th anniversary. The art-science collaboration was built on the exploration of digital systems with image and sound sensors, combined with sensors for distance and positions. The students imagine and create what they called an interactive urban installation. People went from place to place in the city of Aubagne, and without any precise direction, and stopped to discover or play with interactive sound or video systems or multi-screen systems with sound creation, spatialized sound, spatialisation sonore. This is an example of one of the interactive system, and this one was Javiera realization. And the first time she worked with Patrice Le Gall, the origin of a prolific collaboration between arts and science. And the whole installation was organized on the idea of a concentric propagation of knowledge, like waves. And the public was invited to move freely, like particles, between different spaces of interaction or exchanges. And we touch a quite large public, 1,000 visitors in 3 days, only in the evening. I show you here another example of video installation in 2008, which was a result of a collaboration with oceanographic researchers. It took place in 2008, and the subject was Sardinia, or red coral, which is an endangered animal species. So laboratory, diversity, evolution, and marine functional ecology from the National Center of Science Research in Marseille observes the population of Sardinia coral in Mediterranean Sea and studies the skeleton of this animal to determine the phases of climate change. Sorry.
Donc les corails rouges, ça fait des parties qui ont été affectées par les effets de changement climatique. Donc c'est une espèce emblématique de Méditerranée. Et en plus, ça nous intéresse, bon, d'abord parce qu'il a suivi les impacts des changements climatiques, mais aussi parce qu'au sein de son squelette, il enregistre les conditions environnementales. Il y a des colonies de corail qui peuvent être âgées de plus de 200 ans. Donc en analysant l'intérieur de l'esquelette, on peut aller en arrière jusqu'à 200 ans. Il y a aussi, nous avons trouvé des colonies enterrées dans les sédiments, dans des grottes ici dans la côte de Calanque. Et on les a fait dater par des méthodes de datation géologique. Et ces datations ont donné comme résultat qu'ils avaient plus de 2000 ans. Donc ça veut dire que ces colonies-là, si on arrive à connaître, à lire qu'est-ce qu'il y a à l'intérieur de l'esquelette du corail rouge, on pourra savoir quelles étaient les conditions il y a 2000 ans.
So, by datation methods, you understand that it is possible to know the different periods. You know, for example, when different periods of the climate change, and this is an extract of one of the different films we realized on this subject, because we add to the we start from the scientific research, and we have had historical, economic, social, and artistic approaches. And the result was an installation of seven films. All the installation was conceived like diving, you know, and you can see the proof all along the wall. And the climax of the scenography was a film about nitrogen narcosis of the divers, and just before to rise to the surface. You know, it was very dramatic installation, scenography. And the installation took place in Marseille during 2 months at the municipal archives, and we touched 2,000 visitors. So, another image of the installation. You can see we were under the surface, and so just a few words to conclude on the question of audience, which is a very important question. We have not real modalities of audience. It really depends of our partners according to the subjects. Installation concerns the public during a short time, and it's a limit considering the budgetary constraints. And from the idea to the diffusion, we have today a lot of solutions between cultural networks to social networks, not forgetting festivals, websites, televisions, That means for us that it's necessary to consider this question upstream. And at the beginning of the project, and especially to adapt the presentation of our works to different audiences. Just an example, during, we have in fact not a lot of films on this question, but just sorry. Just an idea of the atmosphere of the mechanic relative installation. So, thank you very much.